Yo, what's going on? Welcome into week 11 with the Saturday Morning Snap Fantasy Football Podcast. We've got Mack and Landon here ready to talk. Oh, I should change. You are not Scott. You are actually Landon.
Don't follow
Please,
Scott SMS.
please
He's
do
a bad
not.
follow.
Don't do that. That's terrible. Sorry, Landon, I got to get your name tag in here, buddy.
It's all good, man. It's all good. How you doing this morning, Mac?
I'm good. Yeah, ready for another week. Just fired up. It's getting to crunch time, man. I'm a couple leagues. I've got some playoff spots locked up. Maybe some potential buys to play for, and in other leagues, I'm on the wire. I'm struggling to get into that space. So, how you feeling? I know you're rocking it. You're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm doing better on DraftKings than I am in my seasonal leagues, but man, it's been a grind. It's been a grind all season long. I'm excited. It does feel like we're really hitting our stride, though. We're getting really good content on YouTube. All of us are all in where you're making great graphics.
Thank you.
Doing rankings every week. Man, this year's been a big. Keeps on going up, and we're getting some great interactions on Sleeper. Shout out to Beanie Football, Underdogs, all these people that come out every week, and we really appreciate them. I don't know them, but I take them every Sunday morning, and they're
coming back.
They're saying good morning. Hey, I need some help.
So do we.
we do too. We do too.
Lots of good things this week. I'm excited for DraftKings. We got a nice little DraftKings segment. Landon's been putting out on our Patreon every single week a DraftKings article. I gotta say, you've hit a lot of home runs so far. You've made some decent cash so far this year. Hopefully someone can look at this article and just piece some of the little nuggets together and make a big payday out of it. So I'm excited for that segment. Yeah,
this week I went really cheap at wide receiver. It was there's a couple different makeups for DraftKings this week. You could, and one is just play Christian McCaffrey when you can.
Yeah,
he plays Atlanta.
Which the lineup that we have to show the people, you do not have Christian McCaffrey in. Correct?
No, so no, and I want to show something different for everyone, but easy to play Christian McCaffrey and go cheap at wide receiver, or at a running back. And then you can pay up for a guy like DeAndre Hopkins or Julio Jones or Michael Thomas, all in pretty good matchups. So, yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit later. Should be a lot of fun.
100%.
But, what up, everyone on YouTube? We got 5 people watching right now.
I'm just I'm
going
to tweet out our video here, so hopefully we can pull in some Twitter followers. Let's talk really quick. Where do you find Brian Hill this week in our ranks? Little Raptors flex there, eh?
A little Raptors flex, right, yeah. Right.
Yeah, where do you find Brian Hill? I mean, for me, just off the top of my head, he's probably a top 12 option, like a running back 1. Is that crazy with what you saw in your rankings?
13. Man, I have my 13.
You're
right on top 12 bet? I hope he finishes top 12, so I don't want to go against him.
I actually have him nowhere, full disclosure, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
My style of fantasy play has always been build it on your running backs, and so I usually tend to struggle at the wide receiver position for depth and star power. So I didn't need to pick up Brian Hill, but I tried to play as much keep away as possible. But Brian Hill went for some crazy numbers, like we saw $55 in one of our leagues. I've seen in the 30s, 40s. I'm not looking to burn that much fab on a guy just to play keep away. So it's kind of where I've been at.
No, that's fair. So did you see Davis Maddock? He's a big analytics guy, big DraftKings guy. He when Ito Smith went out and people were like long time ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago,
right?
And Devonta Freeman was getting hurt. He's like, just a reminder, Brian Hill sucks.
Oh.
And then Brian Hill went on Twitter and replied to him.
Oh.
Saying, what up, man? Like, what are you saying?
Yeah, what do you want?
And then he had Brian Hill on his podcast. And they talked. And basically Brian Hill went and said, running back doesn't matter. He said if a running back knows how to do like a couple things, it don't matter.
Right.
So it's pretty funny that now he's in the limelight and as a top 12 running back this week.
I yeah.
Twitter's an amazing
It
place.
really is. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Just a cool little nugget story where I mean, a lot of people didn't know his name weeks ago.
It's true. Speaking of where is everybody at these days? It's just so crazy when you get to week 11. The people, like the drop off in people who are paying attention to fantasy football, it literally just plummets. So for like, I know our numbers might be a little bit low than say the beginning of the season, but like to the people that are here, like congrats to you for, persevering and grinding and making it through the whole season. For us as fantasy football players and content creators, it's a long grind. But we really like, kicking with you guys and you guys that are with us in weeks 11, 12, 13. These are the people that we want listening to our podcast and interacting with us on YouTube and so on and so forth. So, just thanks for being here.
Absolutely, man. It's great. It's great to have a passionate following and a passionate group of people that really just care about. I mean, it's a mix of caring about fantasy football and us in the community and just hanging out. If you don't have fantasy football questions, just give us a shout and hey, we're here to chat, help out. It's a weird time of year where 3/4 of our community or the people that were here August and September aren't really paying attention anymore.
We'll go over some of the questions that we've already answered, just in case people watching have similar ones. Let's see here. Beanie Football. Seriously, Gallup or McLaurin?
Yeah, so
simple answer.
I've got Gallup ahead in my rankings, and really just because I want Dak Prescott throwing the football rather than Dwayne Haskins.
Yes.
I do think McLaurin could be a better talent, especially showing off in his rookie season, but I would rather have the upside of Gallup. Last week, he kind of disappoints you for 3/4 of the football game and then catches a few passes and a touchdown, and then you're like, whew, I got what
No, you're not wrong.
Gallup's not the great. I had a lot of hopes for him early on, but he's safe enough.
Agreed.
So we have some tough. So Emmanuel Sanders looks like he's going to play. So a lot of people have Deebo Samuel questions. What do you think about Deebo this week against Arizona? He's good matchup.
I really love Deebo. I loved Deebo with the thought that Emmanuel Sanders might not play. Now I still love Deebo, but I'm tempering expectations just a little bit.
Sure.
He goes from like a potential wide receiver 2 to a middling 3, and I think that's just what you would see if he's on the field or not. Now Kittle, that's another factor.
Kittle is out, yeah.
Right. So to have them both
Ross
out,
Dwelly.
that puts a lot of what? Say that again.
Ross Dwelly. I like Ross Dwelly in DFS lineups.
No. To have both of them out, that puts a lot of pressure on Jimmy to feed the ball to somebody, and I thought that Deebo would be that guy. Sanders in, that probably puts that wide receiver 1 on him, and but I still think Deebo will get some work with Kittle out. He is a big-bodied receiver, a little bit more durable, I think, than Sanders. Sanders beats you in space with speed. Deebo's a little bit more physical, so I can still see him possessing the ball a lot.
So let's do some shotgun fire questions. I'm gonna give you a whole bunch, and we'll answer a whole. Okay. Dede Westbrook or Marvin Jones Jr.
I don't buy into the fact that Nick Foles will come back and have a great week. So I'm going Marvin Jones, who's been electric lately. He's been fantastic.
Yeah. Are you sitting David Johnson this week?
Am I sitting David Johnson? Yes, I am. In Listener League, I'm actually sitting him for Ronald Jones.
There you go.
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert or Miles Sanders?
Raheem.
Oh, I would go Miles.
Why would you go Miles?
Because Jordan Howard looks like he's doubtful for the game, and New England is susceptible to pass catching running backs. I think Miles Sanders, he's shown he can catch at least 5 balls a game.
Who has the better run game between the two teams?
Oh, for sure, it's San Francisco.
Right. So to that respect, I think that with Matt Breida trending to be out, Raheem Mostert possesses more upside than Sanders does.
Yeah.
In a game that they should.
I don't agree with you, but I understand your narrative.
Do you understand where I'm coming from, though, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, I don't mind Raheem, and we've seen him get the work in that offense.
Raheem the Dream.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got a Dede and Bobby Woods question.
We got some people coming in here. What did Underdog say? Hey, guys, standard scoring flex play. I have McCaffrey and Fournette as my RB1, RB2, and should I play Gurley over Mack as Chicago has been weak against the run lately, or play Mack versus the Jags? I already played Juju and already down in points for the week. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Yeesh. Okay, well.
Underdog.
RB1, RB2. Should I play Gurley over Mack? Gurley over Mack.
What do you think about that? People are saying, I've seen on Twitter, that Marlon Mack, 2 touchdowns today.
Well, Brissett's back, right?
Yep.
Oh boy, I would never say sit Todd Gurley. They're both okay. Here's the thing: they're both
thinking about it. They're both good.
They're both fantastic options. So at the end of the day, who has the higher ceiling? Because he clearly needs the higher ceiling play with Juju giving him a handful of points going out early with the concussion. I think he was 2 for 27, so that would be in a half-point league, 3.7 points. Oh, okay. Who has the higher ceiling?
Do you still want to say Todd Gurley, or is that even true anymore?
Gurley. It's got to be Gurley.
I've got Marlon Mack higher in my ranks. I've got Marlon Mack at running back 10. I've got Gurley at 15.
So you're going to say go Marlon Mack.
For the record, I'm going Marlon Mack.
But that's rankings. We're talking about who has the higher ceiling.
That's true.
Who do you believe has the higher ceiling? That's kind of what I'm asking you here.
The ceiling of Todd Gurley has been going down every week.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, we want to think that Gurley has a higher ceiling. Both are tough because the opposing offenses, well, Jacksonville wants to grind it to Fournette, and Chicago, I mean, hasn't. So there you go. So Chicago has an inept offense. Probably will do a bunch of 3-and-outs. Maybe the Rams bounce back and have the ball more time. So there you go. Todd Gurley, more upside. All right.
I'm responding to it right now. I'm going to say we have Marlon Mack higher in our ranks, but I think Gurley has the higher ceiling. So that's what you need.
There you go.
That's where you go. Okay, cool.
Sounds good. We talked about this briefly off air. Josh Gordon or Darius Slayton, rest of season. PPR, they're both on bye this week. So he's pretty much saying who does he keep on his roster? Because he wants to drop one.
Who's this, sorry?
This is guy. He's just
on YouTube.
It's in the fantasy football Q. It's me, Keat. I shared our link to him on Sleeper.
What was the question, sir?
So Josh Gordon or Darius Slayton, rest of season.
Josh Gordon.
So you said
I said Darius Slayton.
Yeah,
because I think. I mean,
you think
the limited work that we saw Josh Gordon get. Now he did catch the ball. He made his first catch on a 3rd and 8, and
very important
play. A game on the line against the Niners, made a fantastic play. So to say that they won't go to him is silly because they went to him in a very important point of the game. However, Lockett's still there. DK Metcalf's had a great season. The ball still wants to be moved on the ground. They're still one of the highest teams, run versus pass in the league. Even with how good Russell Wilson's been, they still want to run the ball. So I think the third, the tertiary option in Seattle, over a guy, I would still say that he is the tertiary option in Detroit. But we know the Lions like to pass the ball over the run. So I just think volume, there's going to be more there.
So you're talking Lions? Darius Slayton's on the Giants, right?
Sorry. My bad.
That's okay. Anyways, we can move on. It's not a big question.
No. My head was elsewhere. Sterling Shepard. What's his? I know he's still dealing.
He might not play again. It's concussion issues.
Still dealing with the concussion. Evan Ingram's back. Golden Tate has been great. He blew up last week. We missed that one. I still think Darius Slayton though.
Okay. A guy Burke 23 on sleeper. He's got DJ Moore, DJ Chark, and Emmanuel Sanders. So Moore plays Atlanta, Chark plays Indianapolis, Sanu plays Philly, and Emmanuel Sanders is trending to play, and they play Arizona. He needs to start 2 of them or 3 of them.
Where's this question at?
So Burke, I answered it in the sleeper chat earlier on. He came in.
Who'd you answer?
3. So I answered DJ Moore, DJ Chark, and Sanu because I don't want to play Sanders versus Arizona.
That's fair.
You tend to agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not huge on the DJ Chark play. I think I might rather Sanders over Chark. That just because of Nick Foles. Like, he's coming back. We haven't seen him play since week 2. I'm a little bit hesitant to depend on guys that depend on him. That might be my only thing. We have a YouTube question. MCF 1988. We've got Deshaun Watson versus Baltimore or Jameis Winston versus New Orleans. And New Orleans has no Marshawn Lattimore. For me, Deshaun Watson's fantastic, but Baltimore's got Marcus Peters. Baltimore's defense has been great. They're both going to have great days. Who has the higher ceiling? I think it's Winston, even though he's probably going to throw, a couple picks or turn the ball over. I could see James Winston having like a 4 or 5 touchdown day.
There you go.
I buy into the narrative that these divisional games in the NFC South have high over-unders. They are boat races, as we talked about on our podcast this week. I'm going to buy into the narrative that there's going to be points up on the board for both sides. So I'm going to take Winston. You agree?
I would take Watson. So we disagree.
Why?
Because I think it could be a shootout in Baltimore. I understand the Baltimore's defense has been good. Marcus Peters has had quite a few picks, but I think that just leads to more passing. And Houston's offense has been quite powerful. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch. I think it's got a 50-point over/under. It has a chance to go over. I think it's just a really fun. This is the matchup we deserve: the Lamar versus Deshaun game. And I'm excited for it.
Interesting.
Coming in our sleeper chat, Aiden Melvin 13, Curtis Samuel or Mohamed Sanu.
Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, I would go Curtis Samuel as well. Yeah, we've got Mark and Scott grinding on here. Seth is asking Terry McLaurin or Deebo Samuel.
Terry McLaurin or Deebo Samuel.
Should he start in the flex?
It's Deebo. It's Deebo for me.
You like Deebo? I have this. I think I have McLaurin a little bit higher, but again, I tend to agree with you that I want the better quarterback passing the ball, so I could lead Deebo there. I think Deebo could be a little bit of a trap because he had such a big game when Sanderson went out last week, but
still no Kittle though.
I know. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, Underdog's back again. Thanks for the girly advice. One more question. Would you drop Howard and pick up Ridley versus Carolina and play him over Allen Robinson? So drop Howard, play Ridley over Robinson. I would 100% do that.
For sure. That's an 8-team league, so that's nice. You got good players on the
give me that waiver wire. Calvin Ridley's just sitting there. Ridley's finds himself in a good game script this week. Really, really like most Atlanta players. I'm counting on Ridley for a big game. I got him in a couple flex spots, wide receiver 2/3 spots. I sat Juju Smith-Schuster on Thursday for Calvin Ridley. Thanks to our Twitter poll, I was really split. It was Odell Beckham Jr., Juju, and Calvin Ridley. Thankfully, we sat Juju and paid off again, hopefully 2 weeks in a row. Even if Ridley goes out with a 0, like 3.7 points from Juju's not helping anybody. So,
yep.
Real quick, what do you do with Juju if you own him? I don't think I'm playing him rest of season.
No, you're not playing him. You can't drop him. You can't trade him. You can't do anything. Just drop him. He's a landmine for someone.
Dude, do you play Juju against Miami?
Yeah, you probably could. I guess that's the only time I might think about it. So, Backish 77. Do you play Dorsett, Ryan Gage, Robbie Anderson, or Fant over Emmanuel Sanders?
Oh my. So I'm not playing Noah Fant over him. Russell Gage is interesting. He's very, very interesting. Would it surprise me if Russell Gage has a better game than Calvin Ridley? Probably not. I think that they could both compete for like the wide receiver 2 role this week. Robbie Anderson, I'm not comfortable rolling him out. Right. Yeah. I've done it too many weeks in a row now. I'm staying away if I can. Who is the other option?
Noah Fant.
No, who was the first one? We said
Dorsett. Philip Dorsett.
So no, I would play Emmanuel Sanders comfortably over those guys, those 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a question actually about Philip Dorsett or Danny Amendola this week from out if you're up this early.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? So I said basically that targets in Dorsett. Dorsett
It's fair.
could have a 15-point game, 14-point game, but it's not. But he has a floor of 3 points or 2.5. You know,
Certainly does.
Where Amendola is going to see the targets. Then it's not going to be great targets, but he's probably going to put up a 6 or 7 floor kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense to you?
I'm in on that.
Yeah.
Let's go to Scott saying from YouTube, Alley96, Jimmy G or Tom Brady?
I like Brady this week. I mean, I know Jimmy G's having a good matchup, but so Philly's a good matchup as well. Their corners and secondary is very poor. I think Brady has a good bounce back week.
I would tend to agree with that. You can pick on Philly, no doubt. B Floors 999 3 minutes ago on Sleeper. Pick one: Le'Veon Bell, Tevin Coleman, or Devin Singletary in standard scoring. Ooh, I still think you got to go Le'Veon.
You got to go Le'Veon. We've had lots of Le'Veon questions. He kind of got his points in garbage time last week, but it paid off for you, which is great. Yeah, he's not on the injury report this week. I'm playing him where I have him. I'm not super confident in Coleman. I'm playing him where I have him as well. I've got all these players on my teams. I've got Singletary on a couple teams as well. Yeah, Le'Veon.
I'm going Lev.
Sorry.
You got to go Lev.
Yeah.
Who else do we have here? I got to reply to Alley96. We're going to put in Tom Brady over Jimmy G.
Is Gronk coming back? What's his roster?
I would not roster Gronk while I can. That is no, thank you.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin or DJ Chark both have been coming off 2 bad weeks. Who do I start?
Yeah.
Neither. I in that case I would go Terry.
Yeah, I would go Terry as well, I think.
So
so I have DJ Chark ahead of my rankings as well. They're close. They're both close. It's such a gross week for wide receiver rankings.
I think if you buy into Nick Foles being a viable option coming back off a 10-week layover, then that's on you. I don't see that. What are you laughing at?
Matt Wayfield on YouTube. What up, Matty? If you were going to crush Landon this week, would you rather use Brian Hill or Marlon Mack to do that crushing?
Oh, geez, Louise. I think you got to go Marlon. You can't sit him down for a waiver wire darling, although it'd be tempting to flex that on him if you did.
I'm just going to move Marlon Mack to running back 99. Hopefully that's accurate projections.
Aiden Melvin 13 on Sleeper says roster Gronk while you can. Even if Gronk were to come back, You really going to roll him out in fantasy playoffs? Negative. Absolutely not.
No. That'd be a tough one.
Seabass11 on YouTube. Welcome. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are on YouTube, by the way. It would really help us out, or leave a comment. Seabass11 asking, standard, John Brown or Cortland Sutton? Easy one, John Brown.
We've got a Gallup or Hollywood Brown on YouTube as well.
Gallup or Hollywood?
Yeah.
Who are you thinking?
I've got Gallup ahead in my rankings.
Oh.
Hollywood is still a in mind. I've got Marquise wide receiver 20, and I've got Gallup at 16. So it's close. It's definitely close. And Marquise Brown can break the slate, break it in 2 plays.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you have that upside with Hollywood, but what do you think about this? Should we just put Gallup further down in our ranks? Is he in for a bad week? We have a lot of Gallup questions.
We do a lot of Gallup questions. I personally thought that Dallas was due for a little bit of a down game. So I'm just a gut feeling for me. Dak's been so good, and I think it's a little bit trappy. I'm staying off the Dallas-Detroit game. That's Detroit secondary is so good. Darius Slay is a monster, and Amari Cooper is going to be getting that treatment. Yes, I could buy into the narrative that Gallup gets more work. Yeah. I could totally buy into that narrative. I just don't think that there's going to be as much offense from the Dallas side through the air. Detroit can be beat on the ground, but through the air, they are pretty darn solid.
Yep. Yeah. So just to answer your question, technically, I do have Gallup ahead. Temper your expectations a little bit. Hollywood is a huge upside play.
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood can give you everything that you need in one play.
100%.
I don't see the same explosiveness with Gallup, but I see a higher floor for Gallup.
Yeah. Back at our Marvin Jones Jr., I'm going Marvin Jones over Dorsett. People really, I mean, I understand that Philly's secondary is really bad, so Dorsett is not a bad option.
Yes, but N'Keal Harry is going to get on the field this week, hopefully.
Yeah, in our bad darts, my friend.
That is right. Ha ha. Yeah.
John Johns, he's been in here a couple times. Mark answered his question already, but we'll go Sutton, Gurley, Sanu, Gallup, Boyd, full PPR pick 3.
Full PPR. Okay, so Gurley 100%.
Right.
You're not sitting him down for these guys.
Just how good he's been. I know they play mini, but
yeah, I don't love the matchup, but out of necessity, like who else is going to catch the ball?
So it's between Gallup, Sanu, and Boyd.
Oh man. Okay, so for me, Boyd is out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Who's going to get more volume between Sanu and Gallup?
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot. Now that, like, I technically, to answer John John's questions, John Jaws, I have Gallup ahead of my rankings, but I've got a feeling I just have a gut. It's because we've been answering so many questions about him that I might go Sanu in that matchup.
Yeah, I'm Gurley, Sutton, Sanu.
Down in my ranks.
Gurley, Sutton, Sanu.
There you go.
Question from YouTube. Dion Ladd, Gallup or Hollywood Brown? I don't know if I missed your question or not.
We did that one.
Perfect. Amazing. Mark, look at you answering those questions, my man. Do you think Deebo Samuel or Hunter Renfrow will see the ball a lot this week? Sanders is not going to be 100%, and Renfrow is in need of a touchdown. Hasn't got one since week 9. Thanks. I mean, to say somebody's in need of a touchdown, I'm not really sure that is true. I mean, Julio Jones was in need of a touchdown for like a dozen weeks last year. So predicting touchdowns is the hardest thing to do in fantasy football. However, I would play. There's no way you can play Hunter Renfrow over Deebo Samuel.
No. Now, Jarm52, I do like Hunter Renfrow and DFS lineups.
DFS is different, which we'll talk about soon because we have to get that out.
Correct.
We'll let some
Word.
some questions pile while we jump over to that. Question from Fantasy
All right.
FB News on Sleeper. Half PPR, start one in the flex. Kenyon Drake, Dede Westbrook, Austin Eckler. That's simple.
Eckler.
Really? I thought it was Kenyon.
Against Kansas
I thought it was
City?
Kenyon Drake.
But I mean, I know that the 49ers rush defense hasn't been stellar, but David Johnson is active. Even though you don't want to play him in your fantasy lineups, he's technically active.
Yeah,
He looks terrible. Watch that game. I really need to see something from David Johnson, or holy man, he's going to be in the 4th round next year in fantasy
Okay,
drafts.
Eckler. Done.
Yeah.
You want to let's
Cool.
flip,
All right,
let's flip over
talk
to
about-
DraftKings here.
Cool.
Let me just get the card up on the screen. Here we go. All right, Lando. So here we've got your lineup. I love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful looking lineup here. Your DraftKings lineup is Derek Carr for 6,100 at the quarterback position, Dalvin Cook 8,900, Alvin Kamara 7,400. That's a crazy stack that you've got there that you've been able to afford. I think Alvin Kamara at 7,400 is going to be super, super chalk. Wide receiver, Jamison Crowder, 57. Julio Jones, 7,500. Hunter Renfrow, there he is, 4,000. Dallas Goedert, bottom of the barrel tight end play at 3,200. Kalen Ballage, sneaky flex play, 4,300. And Saints defense is not $42,900. That's a typo on my end. It is 2,900. Yeah.
There you go. So, Derek Carr is going to be I get it, but ownership is very flat at the wider or the quarterback position. A lot of people are going to have him stacked with Darren Waller this week. So I ran through. He could get 9 targets, hopefully sneak into a touchdown like our guy was talking about. And Alvin Kamara is going to be a guy that's fairly low owned, especially in that matchup. He hasn't really shown much. I'm really just hoping that he gets back to his ways. I'm predicting maybe a 21-point game from AK. Dalvin Cook, you just play Dalvin Cook. He's great. He's going to be a ton of matchups, but I'm getting off that Christian McCaffrey train. Denver D is also not a great matchup, but I still that's where you have to go in these tournaments. You can't go in matchups that are all so super, super juicy. Crowder, again, DraftKings is PPR, so you go with Crowder for those PPR points. You can get 12 targets, maybe 7 receptions. If he sneaks into, I don't really think he's going to get a touchdown again, but he did last week, and again, hard to predict. For my flex play, Kenyon Drake is just a floor play. I hope he gets me 10 DraftKings points, but if he falls into the end zone, that's where the upside lies. Saints D is one that's tough one, especially with Lattimore out, but Jameis Winston just turns the ball over a ton, and they give up sacks, and they can rush with 4. So that's where you want the DraftKings points. I don't care how many points they score. I want turnovers, and I want sacks.
Right.
Strip sack.
My only thing with the Saints, I see a different narrative than you do. Yes, Jameis Winston will turn over the ball, so you can count on that just as a baseline. I just think there's going to be a lot of points scored.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, defense is so hard. It's just because it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And it can be so fluky. You never know who's going to get sacks, fumbles, interceptions. You just don't know, right?
You don't know. If you always pay up for, so
no, I like this lineup. I've basically copied one of your lineups into my contest. I have pivoted off of the Saints defense to go elsewhere. Derek Carr, yep. I love. I already said on the podcast yesterday that he was going to be a top 10 quarterback this week. I believe in him. Mm-hmm. I believe in the narrative going up against Cincinnati. Love it. So, yeah, this is a fantastic lineup. I hope some people can take some of these little nuggets and place them in. We've got some questions flowing in on Sleeper and YouTube, so we're going to get back to those. I answered one. Ricky Banana Deek. What a handle. Raheem Mostert or Scary Terry in a standard. I said, give me Mostert.
Yeah, I figured you would say that. That I don't blame blame you there. If Scary Terry starts performing with Haskins,
Different story.
he is such a good
Right.
dynasty play.
Now we've got
so
our
talented.
man over TS from YouTube. We've seen you a couple times now. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, my man.
Yeah, man.
So you know when we're
Appreciate
going live.
that.
Appreciate you though. Tyrell Williams, Robert Woods, or Hollywood in a PPR. For me, it's Tyrell Williams. If I had to choose between this group, secondary option would be Robert Woods. I'd take them both over Hollywood just because of volume.
Yeah,
You like Williams over Woods? The matchup should be so good for Oakland. And if Derek Carr is going to be a top 10 quarterback, he's got to feed somebody. It's been his man Tyrell Williams the whole year. I know we've seen Waller and Renfro have good games. Waller's been a little bit sluggish in the last couple of weeks. Renfro really standing out. But I really like Tyrell to have a big game today.
They're so close in my rankings. They're all back to back. So Marquise Brown is technically my highest rank, then Tyrell, then Robert Woods. It's super close. The Rams are at home. They bounce back for Goff. I know they play Chicago, but that team seems a little bit just in shambles a little bit. So I like the floor of Tyrell Williams, like the ceiling of Marquise Brown, and Robert Woods is somewhere in the middle. Could be somewhere in the middle.
Our boy Hamburger Helper on YouTube. What a handle.
What up, man?
What's going on? David Johnson, Tariq Cohen, Latavius Murray, pick 2 in a full PPR. Oh, my goodness. Why you got to do that to me?
Oh, wow. You got to pick 2 of them.
Why you got to do that to me, man?
Do you play Tariq? Is that how bad it's gotten now?
I will take David Johnson and Latavius Murray. I will not play Tariq Cohen.
Okay. Yeah, that's what my rankings say as well. I've got Tariq just inside the top 35.
I'm going to say sit Cohen at Hamburger Helper. That's a great.
Oh, man. I see a narrative where Cohen.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yo, easy. What's going on, my man? I pumpkin spice this chat up a notch. What is with that, by the way? The little is it a Canadian leaf that we've got? I'm spamming that button right here. Hi.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, it's going to be American Thanksgiving pretty. It's not this weekend.
I've got that nervous energy going. What's
TS again from YouTube? What up? Kyle Allen or Jimmy
G? I really love Kyle Allen this week.
I've got I'm going them back to back.
I'm going
Jimmy G. Got Jimmy G higher against Arizona.
Well, like it's a spot.
One spot. So if yeah. I mean,
It's one spot.
Yeah. Kyle Allen.
Easy's posting a roster. He's got a question for us, no doubt. Oh, we're gonna have to.
He's got a fine lineup.
He does. I'm gonna look at his team here. Derek Carr, Joe Mixon, Devin Singletary, Mike Evans, Tyrell. Oh, I love your options. Darren Waller, Jamison Crowder. Oh, my dude, you are great. You are in fine shape.
He's got Bills defense. Well, who do the Bills play this week again? I don't recall. Oh, wouldn't you know? That's why we get only Singletary questions, because it's juicy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so here's a question. Devin Singletary or David Montgomery asking for a friend? I have the same. Yeah.
Devin Singletary.
Easy. Love that lineup, my man.
I've got them 2 spots apart.
So solid.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Number 1. Pay down.
Did that come as a surprise to you when you asked me?
A consensus, number 1. I know he's good. And you're like, Mac, you're not going necessarily off of what you've seen or what the the your gut that Julio Jones is a talent. He's one of the best talents, and on paper is a better lineup. And Michael Thomas is the number one wide receiver.
Yeah, I totally get it.
So Michael Thomas is the number one and has the number one matchup, but he's not ranked number one.
Not for me.
There you go.
Because if fantasy football was that easy,
yeah,
that's right.
We wouldn't be getting all these
questions. No, I think Julio Jones certainly doesn't. The stars don't align for him. The writing isn't on the wall that you would say, "Oh, Julio is going to be the number one this week." However, he has a fantastic matchup. Squeaky Wheel's going to get that grease, and Matt Ryan's back, looking great. I like Julio to have a good game, really good, multiple touchdowns, good.
Love it.
From Carson Wentz on Sleeper. Hey, Carson. Good luck today against the Patriots. You're going to need it. Pick 2 in a full PPR, Brian Hill, Austin Eckler, or Randall Cobb. Don't even bother with Randall Cobb.
Correct.
It's Brian Hill, Austin Eckler all day long.
Mm-hmm. I want to see Brian Hill. I'm excited for football today, Mac. It's going to be fun. I need to smash Matt Wakefield in that league.
Oh, you will.
And I'm actually hoping for Scott to be number one in our division. So I'm hoping for Scott, and then if I beat Matt and take number one spot, I have a chance. I have a chance.
Alone.
Cool, man. What else? We have 15 minutes.
You got any tough start-sit questions? I'm just gonna roll through my lineups here real quick and make sure I got everything good to go.
So I talked about Goddard and Auden Tate. Should I do a last-minute switch out and put Dallas Goddard in, or should I just? I've got until 4:20 vision.
Dallas Goddard, Auden Tate. I would. Oh my God.
I've got Auden Tate slotted in there right now. They play Oakland. It could be it could be really gross, but Auden Tate's a big target. Should we talk about college football? How Tua is out for the season?
Did you see that? I did not see that, but I don't think it's going to affect his draft stock.
I think the LSU quarterback is going to be the number one. Burrow is slated as the number one quarterback in the NFL draft.
Yeah. Whatever.
And that narrative has switched. We didn't even know Burrow's name. We had tanking for Tua everywhere. Tua is amazing.
Yeah.
But he's fractured hip, out for the season. Sometimes that used to be a career ender, but I don't think it is anymore with modern medicine.
I got one here. Josh Allen or Jameis Winston?
Well, I would go Jameis. I mean, technically,
Josh has the matchup against Miami. He's gotten to the red zone on his own legs the last couple weeks. His baseline is fantastic. I'm currently rolling Josh Allen ahead. Josh Allen in his last 5 starts is averaging like 23 points per game.
Yeah, and I expect him to do that easily again.
Okay.
Easily.
Start 2. Robbie Anderson, Julian Edelman, Curtis Samuel, or Dede Westbrook.
So you're gonna sit Robbie, and said Dede.
Okay. Would you, if you could flex one of them, Dede or Robbie? You going Dede?
If I had to pick between the two, I guess so. I'm just Robbie in a lineup because I have no other choice in our dynasty league. Man, I need to win so bad.
Derek Carr or Kyler Murray?
Derek Carr.
Agreed. Oakland defense or New Orleans Saints defense?
Probably Oakland against Cincinnati.
Agreed.
I mean, I'm starting Saints D. I just don't feel good about it anymore. I picked them up last week thinking, oh, great, it's 2 good matchups in a row, and then they did not do well against Atlanta, and Tampa Bay scares me.
Here's a flex question. Devin Singletary, Robert Woods, or Christian Kirk?
Oh, man. Why is it so hard? Why are you? Ah, ugh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Th-
Bad,
This is
that's
my
bad
this is
TV.
my super team. So at wide receiver, I've
Yeah.
got Odell already locked up, Chris Godwin, DeAndre Hopkins, and then in the flex, I can choose between Singletary, Montgomery, Woods, Kirk. I've got Singletary in right now.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's makes sense. I think Singletary could be a little bit of a trap. I think Robert Woods could have a good bounce back week, even though people are sitting him down or starting him because he had a lot of targets last week.
So I have Gurley on this
game
team too. So I've already got a little bit of the Rams in there.
Generally, and if everyone listening that's still watching, I'm gonna in my flex play. I'd much rather start a running back than a wide receiver, just as a general rule. You have a safe floor. You'd still have touchdown upside, and that's all you want. Jarm 52.
He's back. What up?
He's back. He's got Dak. He's got Godwin, Kupp, Chark, Kamara, Lindsey, Boyd. And at my flex with Buffalo defense, first year with fantasy, is this a good lineup? Heck yeah, that's a good lineup. I'm not a big Boyd guy. I wonder what else you have. First year fantasy player?
I mean, good for you, my man.
Great team.
At One-Eyed Joe. At One-Eyed Joe on Sleeper, Josh Allen versus Miami or Drew Brees against Tampa. This wouldn't even be a question if Brees didn't crap the bed last week. I
still like Brees.
Oh, really?
So
Josh
what was it?
Allen.
Oh yeah, no. So in Mark's quarterback rankings, he still has Brees as number 4. And Josh Allen is our number 7. That's now Marky's top 5. That's what I asked for this week, a top 5 quarterback. Yeah, Josh Allen gives you the legs, the stuff on the ground. It's a great matchup against Miami. I would probably, if you just want to, but Tampa Bay is going to give up a lot of passing yards. Michael Thomas is going to eat. I think Traquan Smith is a sneaky DFS play as well. But
I'm going to advocate for Allen here.
Yeah, just because his running capability, and he could run one in on his own.
Yeah. Been really, really solid getting into the end zone. Yeah. We got a little poll question. It's Trey Joe.
Crowder
McLaurin versus Washington or McLaurin versus New York Jets. Crowder. Volume.
This guy. So he's got McLaurin and Renfro on his bench. Would you start Boyd over McLaurin?
Who?
Would you start Terry McLaurin or Tyler Boyd?
Oh, man. Probably Tyler Boyd.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I think is AJ Green going to play a snap this year?
I do not believe so.
No.
I am holding him in a couple leagues in my IR spot. Or no, I just took him out of my IR spot. I'm holding AJ Green in a couple spots, though, just for keeper value. But I am not looking to play him. Even if he does come back. I mean, why? He hasn't seen a snap in how many weeks? He's coming back in with Ryan Finley, who he has no connection with. It's not like Andy Dalton, where we've seen success in the past and we can lean on that. Coming in with Ryan Finley, man, like, negative.
Yeah.
Question from D Money W on Sleeper. Help, Jamison Crowder or Kenyon Drake? Jamison.
Yeah.
I'll get that one.
I understand that. Kenyon Drake has looked really good against, I think, was it Atlanta that he, no, what, it was a bad matchup that he, no, it was against San Francisco that he showed up and they played them again. But I don't see Drake having that kind of game again.
No, same. It's been good. Miles Sanders or DJ Chark, full PPR, flex spot.
I'm loving all these questions from.
Love y'all. Love y'all. What do you think, Lando? I know you're gonna say Miles Sanders here.
Geez, I can't go to my
Yeah.
uh, um Miles Sanders for the floor because of Jordan Howard's questionable status. DJ Chark is still fine. Again, we have that quarterback change, which gives us some questions. So yeah, go Miles. Would you agree with me, or are you
No, I
gonna
like Miles
go?
Sanders there. PPR help. Austin Eckler, Kenyon Drake, Robert Woods. Kenyon Drake is out. If you believe that the Rams can have a bounce back game, maybe Woods, but I think I'm going to lean Eckler just on the opportunity.
Yeah, I'll pick. I've got Melvin Gordon ranked fairly high this week. He looks like himself again,
Who's that?
doesn't
Melvin
he?
Gordon?
Gordon, he's
Yeah.
breaking tackles. He's looking a little more
Yeah.
explosive. He could have been a great option this year if he just went to training camp. And Eckler would be a fringe running back 2-3.
Yes. But we've seen Austin Eckler be unbelievable.
Right. So now that Eckler kind of cemented himself and was so good, that's why he's getting more opportunity this year. That's why we're picking Austin Eckler in these matchups. They play Kansas City. We hope it's a shootout. We hope Kansas City's defense is terrible.
In parting words here, I'll just reiterate a stat that we talked about earlier in the week. Brian Hill this week, why I love him so much, why he was, bid for so high on a lot of people's waiver wires. Last 3 weeks, Carolina has given up to the running back position a 2, a 3, and a 5 fantasy finish. They've been getting torched by running backs. Brian Hill is a competent runner. I think they're going to do their best to move the ball on the ground, and I love him for that reason.
We've got a novel here from
Yeah,
Sleeper.
here we go. Who wrote us this? Oh, this is from Tony Jabroni.
Is this your alter ego? Oh, did you make this?
Not me. I wish I did, though. It was great. Tevin Coleman or Damian Williams? Do we need to read the justification?
Projected to win by 20 PPR. For my flex spot, Tevin Coleman didn't do much versus Arizona. Now Breda's out, full-time back. Williams appears to be the lead back. No day at all, but they need a committee since injured.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. Tevin Coleman or Damian Williams? Tevin.
I really hope you're right.
What has Damian Williams done that makes you say yes? It's Damian Williams.
You're right.
Come on.
It is Tevin
serious here.
But there is I agree. There's a world where Damian Williams now for some reason he earned that.
Damian Williams broke off like a 70-yard run where Tyreek Hill outran him in the last 40 yards. He's not good.
Hey, what's with LaShawn McCoy? Is he a healthy scratch again?
Oh, we should find that out in the dying minutes here. 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
Speaking of sleeper, I got to jump on and do my listener league team. I got a chance to beat the 9-1 Scuba Steve squad.
Hope you beat him.
I am now projected to win with the 1 point Pittsburgh. I'm gonna tell our boy Tony Jabroni, don't be a jabroni. Don't be a jabroni.
I want to say that LaShawn McCoy is in. I don't know.
Tevin.
Maybe because Damian Williams took that personal day that McCoy is now in. I think LaShawn McCoy is playing today. Not that. So that could, even if he is like technically the snap leader, LaShawn McCoy could still be involved. So with that being said, hopefully Tevin has a big bounce back week. I really hope he does. I need him to. Yeah, let's rock and roll. Thanks for the question. Appreciate it.
Damian Williams is listed as questionable for non-injury reasons for Monday night personal day. Yeah,
he's back though. He's good.
Cardinals announced they are going to start Kenyon Drake over David Johnson.
Wow.
Hello.
Naheem Hines or Robbie Anderson.
Oh God, I would still go Robbie
over Naheem. That's what I need to decide right now.
Yeah. That's what I would do. League of
so
record.
gross.
Oh, I don't
Okay,
have
I
a
just
kicker.
switched it last minute switch.
Holy smokes!
Oh, I feel gross.
You should. You totally should.
Dallas Goddard or Robbie Anderson.
Dallas Goddard. Oh, jeez, man.
So bad.
Robbie.
All right, that's what I'm doing.
Don't be crazy.
Ugh.
Ronald Jones.
I need
Ertz, Woods, Edelman, Sly, Raiders. I feel good. I got David Johnson on my bench over Ronald Jones. You like that? You like Ronald Jones over David Johnson?
Anthony Miller or Naheem Hines.
Anthony Miller's done nothing, so Naheem Hines.
Okay.
Dying seconds. We've got 10 seconds till kickoff here. Good luck to everybody. Thanks for kicking it with us. If you've been with us on YouTube, please go over there and click that subscribe button or leave us a thumbs up or a comment. We'd really, really appreciate that. If you guys have been checking out the podcasts or the YouTube episodes, really appreciate you on the podcast. If you go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review and a rating, that would be amazing. We do this every single Sunday. So come kick it with us next week and tune into the pod. We also do a waiver live stream on Tuesdays. So Mondays or Tuesdays, depending on how the scheduling works for us. So if you click that little bell, it'll let you know when we're going live and you won't miss out. Okay.
Good luck everyone
guys.
this week.
We'll see you next week.